So in this lesson, we're going to be working on the drop step or drop energy in our footwork, in our stepping. Drop stepping, you probably have seen something similar to this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. I don't know what you guys have seen. You tell me, okay? But I have seen drop stepping in other systems, other forms of martial art, and typically it's done where the guy is doing a drop step out to the side. What drop step is essentially using gravity to just fall, right? You're just gravity, just fall, right? That's all you're doing. You're just falling off to the side, right? You're not jumping, right? You're not doing that. You're not stepping, right? You're not just picking your foot up, putting it down. You're actually letting yourself fall and drop and use gravity. That's what's called drop step, right? Because you're dropping as you move the different direction you want to go. Typically, it's done with a Kopech style kick, right? Where you're dropping out for a kick, typically a leg kick, right? And that's what you're using a drop step for. Drop step, boom, and you've got the kick. And that's cool. And you can certainly utilize that for that. Again, I like to teach principles, guys, as opposed to just techniques. I can teach you that technique and you have one technique. Or I can teach you the principle and you have an infinite number of techniques. And so I like to teach you the principle. That's what we do in African martial art. Kembat science, right? So, first of all, I want you to understand this idea of dropping. And right now, we're just going to work on dropping on one foot, either your front foot or your back foot, mix and match, do both. But just from your fighting posture, get used to, say, I'm going to drop on my front foot. Drop, drop. All I'm doing is lifting off of this foot. This foot's lifting up, and this foot is going to step forward, right? But I'm using gravity to fall forward, as opposed to picking it up and consciously putting it down. That's stepping, consciously putting it down. I'm actually picking it up and falling forward. The only reason I'm picking this foot up, you can do this without picking this foot up, but I'm trying to teach you how to just let your whole body fall, right? So you can do this with just, and I can still drop without picking this foot up, but right now I want you to pick the foot up so you can learn how to do this, right? So I'm just dropping, 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 okay? Dropping. It's pretty simple, right? Same thing off the back foot, right? You're in your fighting posture, drop, drop, drop. Right now, I'm going on a straight line, right? I'm going forward, and I go back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, and back, okay? Once you have that, then you can start going side to side and other stuff like that. Let's talk about application of this stuff too, okay? Now, when I'm going forward with a drop step, I'm typically using this with an attack. Okay, usually I want to hit the guy with the attack. Now, the beauty of drop stepping, and the reason you do drop step, is because of how it affects your body weight. You drop step because it helps you send your weight into the target. The reason I'm doing a drop step is because I want my weight to go into the target, right? My weight to go forward into the target. Because the only thing holding my weight up is gravity at that point. And the only reason my weight is not held up by gravity is because the floor catches me, right? The floor catches me, right? But how we utilize this in striking is that instead of letting the floor catch me, I want to let my opponent's body catch me, right? Which is going to catch a fist as well, right? So what happens is that, I'm just going to leave my arm out for now, okay? What happens is that as I fall forward, I want the punch is going to actually take my body weight into the target. Then my foot is going to land. Now, this is a principle, and I've seen it in Jeet Kune Do, because I've done, Jeet Kune Do, of course, and they do this in Jeet Kune Do. And I've seen this in Muay Thai kickboxing in terms of how they utilize this for the leg kicks. So, like I said, guys, you've seen this in many different systems, and it's in Kung Fu, it's in Karate, and other things as well. But the point is, I want to at least show you guys how to do it, okay? In African martial art, Yobè African martial art, it's understanding principles. So I'm going to teach you the principle, and I'm going to teach you how we kind of maybe do our own spin on it. So anyway, this is how we're applying this as we're dropping forward. As we're dropping forward, I'm teaching you to let your whole body go. And it's going to fall on this front foot, but the fist will go into the target first. Typically, this is going to be an application on straight attacks of some kind, or mukuki, right? Or straight line attacks. So that's going forward. Now, like I mentioned, you can keep this back foot down. I just want you to understand how to drop, boom, how to drop, how to drop and sink your weight, right? Drop. So that is, like I say, that's more of like how you would see it applied in the Jeet Kune Do. And then I'm going to show you how they do it with the back foot in Muay Thai, right? So in Muay Thai, you'll see the foot dropping off to the side typically. Now, again, guys, everybody teaches it different, okay? Just give me a break, right? Everybody teaches things differently. But the foot drops off to the side, boom, and you're throwing that kick. I'll show you here on the bag, right? So my foot is going to go off to the side here by the books, okay? Off to the side, but I'm dropping, right? Boom, using gravity, okay? Boom, using gravity, right? Boom, right? So gravity's dropping me. So all my weight now is shifting over. Boom, and going into the bag here, okay? And I'm going into the wall, okay? But I'm trying to slow the kick down so you guys can see it. But that's the idea. Everything just shifts over. Bam, okay? Bam, right? That's kind of how you'll see it in Muay Thai. But that's drop stepping. You're dropping your weight into the target as the rest of your body drops using gravity over to the side. Now, that's all well and good, and that's cool, right? So let me teach you now the Kembat, how we do Kembat science, right? African martial art. So we do this more principle-based. So meaning that we don't just have one technique or one technique where we're utilizing dropping energy. We have many techniques that we utilize dropping energy. So for example, I utilize dropping energy when I'm throwing a shot to the body. I drop, okay? This is dropping. This is dropping. This is dropping. I'm not even moving my feet. I'm just letting gravity, I'm just releasing my body from gravity. Okay? You're like, Rob, what are you talking about? Release your body from gravity. You can't do that. You're not superhuman. Well, the idea is you're letting your body fall to the ground. Okay? You're releasing your tension. If I completely release, I'm going to fall on the floor, right? It's like when you get knocked out, okay? You're releasing or you just fall asleep. I'm releasing, but then right before I hit the ground, or when I want to, I stop, right? I put the brakes on. So I release the tension and then I stop. Boom. I release the tension, then I stop. And I'm using this, right, to hit. I might use this to slip. I might use this to move. Boom, boom, boom. Dip my head, right? Boom, boom, right? So we're using this without even moving the feet, but we're dropping. We're dropping. So drop stepping, drop energy is not just with the feet. Like I say, this is Kembat science, Kemetic science, African martial art. We use the whole body. So I'm dropping with the whole body, dropping with the whole body, dropping with the whole body, because it accelerates it now. So instead of you just using your physical strength to slip or to bob and weave or to dip, duck, whatever you're doing, you're combining your physical strength with gravity. Now, right? And we know how strong gravity is. Nothing can resist gravity, okay? So we are we're combining our physical strength with gravity, and that's just science, right? And that's African martial art. It's a science-based system. So that's one way that we do this is combining it in that way, just without even actually stepping or moving or anything like that. I can use it defensively, or I can use it offensively to strike as well, without even stepping or moving my feet or anything along those lines. Okay. So that's a couple applications to it there, just stationary. Can we still do this with the way they do it in other martial arts? Yeah, of course. You can do anything that you want, right? You can do anything that you want. So for example, when I showed you this drop step off the rear foot, kind of how it's done in Muay Thai. Well, we can do it the same thing off the front foot, right? Boom, I can do the same thing off the front foot. But the difference is I can drop step on any kick. It doesn't have to be a roundhouse kick, right? I can drop with a front kick. I can drop with a side kick, right? I can, drop with any kind of kick that you want to do, right? Any kind of kick that you want to do, you can drop and do that, okay? So again, for us, it's not one way of doing things. And when I drop off the back foot, guess what? I don't have to just drop off to the side. I can drop back and do this, right? I can drop back because maybe I need more distance. He's rushing in. Boom, I'm going to drop back and nail him with a mukuki, with a spear kick, okay? I can drop back. I can drop to the side. But guess what? I can drop forward. Boom. And do the same thing, right? Boom. I can drop forward. Do the same thing. Boom. I can drop forward, okay? So I can bring my foot forward, north. I can bring my foot to the west. I can bring my foot south. I can even bring my foot to the angle, to the east, boom, and drop that way too. It doesn't matter, okay? So, yeah, you have techniques in other martial arts. We have principles, okay? We have principles, we have concepts. And based off those concepts, we can do any technique. I tell my students all the time, it's like learning math, right? In a lot of systems of martial arts, you go to your instructor, and on the first day, he teaches you 2 + 2 = 4. Then the next day you come, he teaches you 3 + 5 = 8. The next day, he teaches you, 6 + 7 = 13, right? But you never learn how to add. All you learn how to do is memorize formulas, right? We're trying to teach you how to add, okay? We're trying to teach you mathematics. Because if you understand mathematics, you can solve any problem, right? It doesn't matter what it is. So if I give you 22 + 22, you're not going to be like, oh, my teacher never taught me that, okay? I only learned all these other formulas, okay? If you never learn how to add, then yeah, you're not going to know how to solve it. But life will give you opponents that your teacher didn't prepare you for. But if you understand the principle of mathematics, of Kembat science, then you can solve any problem, okay? That's the legacy of our ancestors. That's the legacy of African martial art that we hold on to. Okay, so like I said, I can go drop forward, side, left, right, back, forward. If I can do this with any foot, I can drop forward. I can drop back, right? I can drop back with the back foot here as I come back. Same thing with the front. You can drop off to the side. All those things are fine, and that's how you're going to do it. And you can get creative with different ways and systems and methods for doing that. You can drop with a spin, or I can spin as I kick back, whatever. All right, so I can do it. I can do it on curve line or straight line, right? So that's, again, our principle. So far, we've been doing everything straight line, straight across, straight back, right? Or what we did, straight forward, okay? But again, I can curve, right? I can drop and circle, okay, if I want to, right? Drop and circle. All those things are cool, okay? Or drop and circle, okay? Anyway, that's drop stepping, guys, in Kembat science, African martial art. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson, and we'll see you in the next session.
A man with my knowledge, what can you tell a man like me now? What's your suggestion? Ask your question. Okay, you talking to me, not a dumb Negro or a pork chop eater, don't know the truth. I'm free now. I woke up. Now, what are you going to tell me now? I done gave you my solution, some land of my own, doing something for myself like you, England, and America do. Now, I know you're not against the black man. I know you're not against me having my land, are you? I know you English done ruled and slaved forever, for a long time. But do you still today don't want me to have my own country and build for myself and govern myself? Would you think that's bad if we thought like that?